Welcome to another episode of John McEntyre Live. I'm John McEntyre. Today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. And looks like we're going into another month that's going to fly by before we know it. So let's get into this show. Today we're going to do, as usual, some wallet wins. We're going to share some wallet wins. We're going to answer a question, a very good question. Today is Work Wednesday. So I am actually answering, if I can get my tongue untied, answering a question about acing an interview, and then I'm going to leave us with the Q question of the day. And so, getting into the wallet wins, our very first one, I paid all of my bills on time. That's a good one. I mean, most people don't think about that being a wallet win, but to actually, when it's time, the entire month, you paid all bills on time, that's a huge win. That's a sign of discipline. That's a sign of that you are moving forward, that you are doing the right thing, that you're doing the thing that works for you. And we all know the benefits of paying on time. High credit score. Anytime you pay on time, you get a little brownie points on your credit score. Lower interest rates, always a big one. I'm going to do a show particularly on credit. And that's where the lower interest rates come in. High score, lower interest rates. No late fees. And we know that no late fees. The late fees can really eat up an account, especially today with the credit cards and some of the banks. One late fee one day, or it goes to the account and the money's not there, and that charges a late fee, $20 or $30. And no human being had to touch anything. So you just charge $30 because it reversed or whatever. And I'm like, I know I talked to a credit specialist a few years ago, and they was talking about that's one of the big profit centers of banks and credit card companies are the late fees. They make a huge profit off of those late fees. And I can think about it. If you have a few million customers and clients, 1% of those, a few thousand late on a daily basis, don't pay, on time, and they assess for instance, $30 late fee. Yeah, that's pretty good profit on the day, adding up over the year, each day. So yeah, it's a big thing. So no late fees for paying your bills on time, and decrease stress. It's just not stress, it's just takes a lot of stress off of you to have to pay your bills on time. No late fees. You know that you're going to get lower interest rates. You're going to have a higher credit score, and it's just good to have. And you're going to have more money at the end of the month. So yeah, that's a very good wallet win. Wallet win number 2. This one was very interesting, very good. My passive income actually covers all of my living expenses. So they don't cover their living expenses are actually covered by their passive income, which is investment income. I guess stock market, real estate, whatever they have passively is covering their living expenses. And that's called financial freedom. Where if your passive income, not your work income, is actually paying everything for you on a monthly basis, yes, that's called true financial freedom. So that's a very good one. That throws you into a category of being wealthy. And it's not all about how much money it is. If you've chosen a certain lifestyle and your passive income is covering that each month in and month out, and covering all of your bases for you, yeah, you're financially free. I know quite a few people like that. They choose to work, but they don't have to. And that's the best way to be, doing things, having options. That's what being financially free and having your finances in order, that's what it gives you. It gives you options. So this person has the option of working, whether or not they want to. So that's one of mine. I love that. Wallet win number 3, just save 20% to put down on a home. Yep, that's a big win. 20% down means you won't have to get one of those, get a mortgage where you have to carry the the PMI insurance, because that insures the lender. That takes care of the lender. It doesn't take care of you as the owner or the borrower. Take care of the lender in case of a loan default. They won't lose all of their money. So having 20% down puts you into more of a conventional loan. You usually get the better, you can't get better interest rates and other perks to it. But just that one of not having to pay that extra insurance, which is, could be $100 or $200 a month. So that's a big time wallet win. So 3 good wallet wins today. Paid all the bills on time. Made my passive income covers all of my living expenses monthly, and just saved 20% to put down on a home. So yeah, hopefully 20%, the one putting the 20% down, don't overextend themselves in the other area, borrowing more than they can really handle, buying more house than they need or whatever, off the beginning, because I take this as being a first time buyer. And so the first time buyers, they don't have to buy their dream home right out the gate. I'll be doing a show about buying your first home, and I'll really go into that, a good strategy on buying your first home, what you should do. So wallet wins, we've taken care of those. And I want to say, send in your wallet wins. Go to Facebook Live, YouTube Live. And while you're there, like the channel, like the page as you're watching. It's just an easy click, what they call it, bell liking. I don't understand it, but I heard quite a few on YouTube and all that say, press the bell liking. Okay, well, we'll hit it. We'll subscribe. So subscribe to the channels is basically what I'm saying, and share your wallet wins that way. Now we'll get into the question, and our question is, I have a job interview coming up, and I really want the job, and I don't want to foul things up. What can I do to ace this interview? I was about to say to ace this video. So I'll repeat the question. I have a job interview coming up, and I really want the job, and I don't want to foul things up. What can I do to ace this interview? That's a good question. And I have a few points or tips and advice to give on that. The way I approach job interviews is like sales, because that's what it is. When you really think about it, you're selling the interviewer on why they should hire you. And like I've said plenty of times before, sales skill is probably number one life skill out there. It shows that you can get along with people. It shows, business, definitely in business, number one skill with leadership is, is sales. And a good salesperson can be a good leader. And you rarely will find a good leader that's not a good salesperson. I've yet to find one, because they're constantly selling on the vision, selling on their company, why you should do this, why you should do that, why you should give money to the company, for investment purposes and everything. And so that's how I look at the job interview. I just say approach it as a salesperson, just with the mind of a salesperson, and do what salespeople do. First of all, salespeople see themselves as good salespeople. So it's really a self-image thing. I'm also big on self-image. It's not how people see you, it's how you see yourself. So first, right off the bat, I will say, see yourself as, qualified for this job, that you can do the job. See yourself as that person. See yourself acing the interview, going in there, because there's 3 things you need in sales to be a good salesperson in a presentation. That's being calm, confident, and competent. And that shows, that right there creates the perfect environment for the interview before you even go in. So as soon as you walk in, if you're calm, confident, and being competent, the interview automatically will start going in a positive direction. The way you shake hands, the way, you answer questions, the way, just the way you hold yourself. And basically what you do, with the being calm part, that's being calm, being confident, not being afraid of any questions or any, not being like thrown off by any comment or question, given to you by the interviewer. And number 3 is just confident, because that's where confidence really come from. It's the the competence loop is what I've heard is being called. More confident you are, the more confident you will be. More confident you are, the calmer you will be. And so with your confidence, learn about the company. You definitely need to know the job, what the description of the position is, what's expected of you, and the person that's interviewing you, and some of the major people in the company. It's easy today. It's just a Google away of learning all of this you need to know about a company and the people that's there, because that's what the company is really about, the people that's there. And so if you do your research and understand who's who and what's what, you'll do pretty good just off of that, because most people go into an interview and they haven't even done that part, and that's like foundational. You want to learn about where you're going, where you will be working. And so with that, you can make sure, my second point is make sure that you're prepared. And that's why I say, knowing the information about the people, the position itself. You can answer the questions in a calm, in a calm manner, and showing that you're prepared is comforting to the person across the table. They know they're not talking to someone who's there, sort of in that mindset of, I'm just looking for a job. They know that they're talking to a contributor, a potential contributor, someone that's coming in already with a plan in their mind of what they want to contribute to the company once they get comfortable. And so that's huge across the board, being prepared. In sales, one of the best ways of making a great presentation and getting the sale is actually being prepared. Knowing, I was, being in real estate, financial services, that means product, your product, your presentation, and to step back for a second, being confident comes from, preparation means you practice your interview, get your friend, family member, someone very close to you that you can practice your interview, and give them the questions. Let them ask don't give them the questions. Let them come up with the questions and sort of keep you on your toes. And so that way, the more the better prepared you are, the more you can handle things. And so have someone that will interview with you and tell them to go, come at me with the questions, and don't fear, because I'm trying to create, get this environment created, that I can go in and be, as confident as I can be. And so that comes from preparation. The confidence comes from being prepared. Number 3, and this is the one personally I think where a lot of people get stumped. They may be having a very good interview or presentation, same thing. When someone says, the interviewer says, do you have any questions? And the worst thing you can do is give them the deer in the headlight look and say, nope, I know where you told me everything I need to know. That shows you did not come in prepared. It basically shows you come in prepared. So what I say is, in sales, the person that asks the most questions is really the one that is in control of the conversation and the interview. Now, you don't want to come in there and take over. That's not what you want to do. You want to show that you're confident and competent and calm about things, and questions shows that. So you want to write down a few questions that's important to you. And I'm not talking about how much you're going to pay me. I'm not talking about that question. I'm talking about a very good question to ask would be, okay, I'm handling a particular someone. You guys have just come up with this worked on a particular project. Okay, how did everyone handle the project? What were the roles that people played in it? Who led it? Was one specific person the leader of the project, or was it a collaboration? of what you call a full-blown team, ask a question like that. What are some of this year's goals? What are some of the quarterly goals? Because, and then you can explain yourself. The reason why I asked this question is because when I get here, I want to make sure I hit I hit the road running, and I want to make sure I'm going in the direction that the department is going in, because the person that's interviewing you is not the HR person. It's usually the department head, the director, or someone, that type of, maybe VP or managing director, one of those titles, a manager. So they have this information. And so if you ask those types of questions, it's showing them that you're coming in with the team mentality. You're planning to collaborate, and you're planning to do your part and carry your weight. And you kind of want to have an idea of what is expected of you. And so when you ask those types of questions, you're showing them that you're coming in with the right attitude, and that you're going to go home and say, okay, they're planning. This is something that they're working on now. They're not going to tell you everything, so don't expect them to tell you the big major project. But they'll give you one. They'll throw you a bone, right off the gate. They'll tell you, okay, well, we are working on this project. You say, oh, okay. And so when you take that information home, you come up with some strategies of how you would contribute, and just say, these are some of the things that I see myself maybe contributing to that particular project. So when you do your follow-up, there you go. You put it in your follow-up. So the interview is you do a good job doing an interview, but it's also you have to do your follow-up. That's sales. In sales, you're always having to do follow-up, because the sale doesn't stop at the signing. Your job doesn't, you getting the job is just the beginning. Now you have to show that you're competent and confident in these situations, and that you can handle yourself very well in them, and that you work very well. So the sale doesn't stop until, just get it into your mindset. As long as I'm there, I'm always selling, selling your teammates on that you are a good teammate, and that you can be trusted, that you don't do certain things, and that you are a good collaborator. So those are the tips I would say would probably be at top of mind for me. Going into a job interview, just look at it like sales, and go in with the positive mental attitude, and ask questions. Don't let them, basically what I'm saying is, don't let them see you sweat. Even if you may be talking to a very powerful person across the table, but at the end of the day, they're a human being, and they have concerns. They want their departments to win in all of this, and they want winners in their department. Just show them that you are a winner. Come in with that attitude of a winner. So I hope you got something from that. I hope I answered the question. That's what I've always used. That's just how I roll with presentations. Just getting the information that I need and presenting to that, and you should be okay. So I've answered your question. Now I have a question. This is the question of the day. What's one financial tip you would give your younger self? I know yesterday I was out and I heard 3 people, because I had the particular place I was in. There was quite a few elderly people in there. Actually, it was a doctor's office, and I heard 3 different conversations about medical bills, and each time it was, man, if I could just go back and talk to me, somebody would have told me this at 20 years old. I never thought I would be in this position, and this is, one of they were so funny with it. That's what I like about, a lot of people that in the South, the older Southern people, they have funny quips about everything. One of them, he basically said, I would go back and I'd kick my 20-year-old self in the, what, and tell myself, you get yourself together, because you've got some things coming up and it was like, it seemed like just yesterday I was 20 years old. Here I am 80, 60 years flew by. And so if I could go back, I would kick my 20-year-old self in the rump and tell myself to get it together. And that's the word that they used. They did say rump. That's a Southern term for people not in the South. So that's the question of the day. What's one financial tip you would give your younger self? And that is a good one. I know I stopped at about 100. So I know we all have a few tips we would give our younger self. And so I want to thank you for tuning in to John McEntyre Live. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have any financial concerns, whether it's one question or 100 questions. You might need someone to help you put together a money plan. We're here to help. Give us a call. Contact us through the website, johnmcintyre.com. And until tomorrow,